It's a beautiful Tuesday morning in the fabulous Florida Keys. I'm Gary McAdams with eXp Realty. You notice I still have the Buddy Holly style boat glasses on. My new pair didn't make it to my eye doctor yesterday. I went yesterday afternoon and the mail had already come and my glasses weren't there. They said they were expecting them yesterday, but I think Hurricane Helene slowed the mail down a little bit. The Florida Keys in general's mail was pretty slow, but I think the hurricane impeded on it even more. I'm going to start today's video off breaking the number one rule of any business and discussing a politician. I've always been taught that politics just do not belong in the place of business no matter what your business is. But I want to say happy birthday to President Jimmy Carter and congratulations for reaching 100 years old. I don't care what your political views are, if you're Democrat, Republican, if you liked him in office, loved him in office, disliked him in office, or outright hated him in office. The things he did after leaving office for Habitat for Humanity are absolutely amazing. A lot of politicians and celebrities will just donate their name and become a spokesman for some cause, but President Carter was out there banging nails and sawing lumber and carrying bundles of shingles up a ladder onto a roof well into his 90s. His actions show that he was truly a remarkable man. Please do not take this as a political post. Please do not put your political comments in the comments below. I will delete them. I just want to take a minute and say happy birthday, Mr. President, and congratulations on making it to 100 years old. He's our only American president in history to live to be 100 years old. This is my morning market MLS update video I do every day right about this same time. I report all the new listings in Key West and the lower Keys that have come on the market in the last 24 hours. If you watch this video every day, you'll be ahead of most buyers. You'll know about all the new listings from Big Pine Key down to Key West the same day the Realtors do. I find most buyers wait for a home to come on to Trulia or Realtor.com or Zillow or one of those websites before they inquire. The problem they face there a lot of times is by the time many of those sites put a home live online, it's already been on the multiple listing service a couple days and the good deals are under contract. If you see something you like in this video, call me right away. We can make an appointment to go see it, or we can even write up an offer before you see it and tie the house up and then you can come see it. You can always cancel during your inspection period. The inspection period clause says buyer may cancel for any reason. I've changed my mind as literally satisfactory reason to cancel as long as you do it during your inspection period. You can also get a much more detailed description of these listings, including photographs, if you follow my blog, keywestinvesting.com. I'll put that web address in the link below. There's a lot more details in the blog, a lot more information on the homes, any unique features the home might have. If the home happens to be waterfront or happens to have a pool, there'll be photos of the water view, photos of the boat dockage, photos of the pool. It's just a lot more information that I can cram into a couple-minute quick YouTube video. Again, that web address is keywestinvesting.com, and it's updated every day from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. We have 5 new listings to talk about today, but before I tell you about the listings, the state of Florida's legal department makes me cover the boring stuff. The information I'm about to give you comes directly from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. I'm not accepting any responsibility for any of these listings. I'm not claiming any of them to be my own listing, and I'm not accepting any responsibility if there's any inaccuracies in the information I give you. I'm simply reading it to you right from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. The first one we have is a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom in total, 2,005 square foot house on Trinidad Drive in Key West's Newtown neighborhood. If you look at the blog and see the description of the home, this is actually 2 structures on one property. The main house is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and then there's an in-law guest suite that's a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. A lot of people do rent out those guest suites. As a licensed realtor, I'm required to tell you it is illegal. It's a single-family house. You can only use it as an in-law suite if you have family that wants to live with you. Your company come down and stay in it, but it is illegal to rent them. Don't get me wrong, it's done every day and people get away with it every single day, but I'm just required to point out that it is illegal. This one's being offered at $1,549,000. I won't go as far as to say it's overpriced, but it's definitely on the high end of the price point. Then we go to Cudjoe Key in a section called Venture Out on Spanish Main Drive. Venture Out is a very unique community. The biggest feature to Venture Out is the units can be rented one day at a time, similar to a hotel. They have what's called the transient license that allows these rentals. All of Monroe County, unincorporated Monroe County, which is all of the lower keys, is a 28-day minimum rental period by law without a transient license. And Key West is a 30-day minimum rental period by law without a transient license. Venture Out is a mobile home community. There's 24-hour manned gated security, and they are very difficult to get in that gate if you can't prove you're living there or renting there. There's also a 24-hour security guard either walking or riding around the property on a golf course. They have a great marina, large boat ramp, ship store, fuel dock. They sell soft drinks, beer and wine, bait and tackle, fishing rods, sunblock, towels, just about everything you'd need for having an afternoon on the water. Ice to fill up your cooler. There's also a tennis court on the property, a full regulation-sized basketball court, a couple pickleball courts, a very nice, large resort-style pool. That being said, this property is very, very, very overpriced. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 864 square foot mobile home being offered at $720,000. Most people that buy and venture out buy it for the investment income property. I've run the numbers on a lot of venture out properties. I have someone interested in anything with a transient license. He's already bought half a dozen or more from me. The average venture out unit will gross between 4 and 5% in the rental return, which means net by the time you pay off all of your management fees, your property taxes, your HOA fees, your cleaning fees, your maintenance fees. You count in for that downtime where you don't have a tenant. If you're lucky, venture out will net you 3.5%. Most of them net anywhere from 2 to 3%. And there's just so many real estate investments you can make that'll give you a better cash-on-cash ROI. And also something just rubs me wrong about $720,000 for a trailer. But that's just my opinion. A lot of people absolutely love venture out. You might be one of them. Then we go to Summerland Key on East Caribbean Drive. Summerland Key is very popular in the lower keys amongst the boaters. The boating, they have much deeper draft canals and a deeper controlling depth getting in and out of the canals. They always say along with bigger boating comes bigger boats and bigger houses and bigger price tags. Summerland Key, generally speaking, is a little more expensive than the average key in the lower keys. This one, however, is extremely low priced. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 864 square foot house, which is relatively small. But it's on a canal and it's being offered at $1,325,000, which is extremely low for a canal front house on Summerland Key. Then we go up to Big Pine Key on Avenue E. There's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,140 square foot house on the canal. This house sits at the very dead end of the canal, and all of the canals in the avenues they face the southeast. If you've watched any of my videos in the past, you've probably heard me talk about the southeast breeze and how the southeast exposure is great because that's our predominant breeze in the summertime, which keeps us very cool. And that is correct. You'll have that southeast breeze coming down the canal, but also being at the dead end of the canal, and these ones do not have culverts. They're not flow-through canals. You get a lot of the seaweed buildup, and it gets really, really smelly at low tide. I would not want to live in a dead-end canal on the avenues, but I just don't like the smell of seaweed. To me, it reminds me of raw sewage. Then combine that with it's being offered at $1,139,000. It's just very overpriced, in my opinion. Then on Big Pine Key, it's like deja vu. A house on Long Beach Drive on the ocean side very rarely comes on the market. Now we have one yesterday and then another one today. This one's a little bit smaller. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,316 square foot house, which is very small for a house on Long Beach Drive. But it does have the other feature Long Beach Drive has, especially the lots on the left-hand side. It's about half acre of land, and it has its own private sandy beach looking out at the sunrise. And also with that same southeast exposure, but there's no canals for the seaweeds to build up on. Once on a very rare occasion, you'll get the smell of the low tide on Long Beach, but not often at all, because you've always got the constant current going in and out and taking the weeds under the bridge into the back. This one's being offered at $1,900,000, which is an extremely low price on Long Beach Drive. Both of the houses, yesterday the listing was $2 million, and this one is $1,900,000, which is very low for Long Beach Drive. They usually go in the upper 2 millions into the mid 3 millions. So if you want a house with your own private beach right in your backyard, give me a call about this one quickly. And that's all we have for today. If you want to see any of these homes or any home anywhere in the Florida Keys, give me a call at 305-731-0501. And don't forget to check out my blog, keywestinvesting.com. I'm Gary McAdams with eXp Realty.